Superman Into the Breach comes out this January. We put so much effort into the movie and we can't wait for you to see it. But there are a few things I thought you should know before you see the movie. Hi, I'm Jake Alsop, founder of Claws and Webs and the director of Superman Into the Breach. I never expected to be making a Superman fan film, much less a Superman sequel connected to a DC universe of fan films. I was more of the Marvel side of things growing up, as I'm sure you can tell from the title of our company and YouTube channel. It's been a real challenge and a wonderful opportunity to push the limits of our creativity. The idea of doing DC fan films was born out of the frustration I had with the live-action movies that Warner Bros. Was putting out. I don't hate the DCEU, and I do have soft spots for certain movies, but I can't in good conscience say the entire venture was good. Certainly nowhere near the quality of the MCU. I just wanted to make live-action DC fan films the way I saw these characters, the way they resonated with me as a child when I watched Batman the Animated Series, Superman, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited. Superman has probably suffered more than any other DC character in terms of recent adaptation and reception, so I definitely wanted to make sure that he was presented the way I always saw him. Friendly, compassionate, but could throw down with the best of them. Superman Into the Breach is a sequel, but it's not a direct sequel from our recent DC fan films, Justice League Silver or Superman Return to Smallville. It actually takes place a lot later than those films, about 8 years later. It more follows on from the events that took place in our first DC fan film, Justice League Crisis, but a lot happens between Silver and Crisis. Okay, I know that's pretty confusing, but don't worry, I'll explain everything. Just keep in mind, we at Claws and Webs do not own any of these characters. This is just fun, like the nerdiest of fanfiction. Here we go. This isn't the kind of video I'm used to making. Hopefully it doesn't suck. If you're a new viewer and you've never seen any of our DC fan films, this is a brief overview. In Justice League Crisis, our heroes faced Alexander Luthor, a Luthor from another universe, with hair, and his allies Superboy Prime and Arisia. Alexander used power taken from the corpse of the Anti-Monitor and Batman's Brother Eye satellite to try and destroy the Justice League's universe and start anew, because he believed all evil stemmed from this universe. The Justice League, along with multiversal heroes Jay Garrick Flash and Green Arrow's father, Robert Queen, stopped Luthor, but Luthor's attempt to rewrite reality has a ripple effect that echoes down the timeline, which we first see in Justice League Silver, an origin film for the Justice League that introduces Martian Manhunter and Aquaman looking different. The 7 greatest heroes on Earth join together to fend off Starro, an army of invading aliens. There's a sweet little follow-up where we see Clark Kent reunite with Lana Lang, his first love who he hasn't seen since he left Smallville to become Superman. Pretty simple start, right? 7 heroes form a team, Superman gets some long-awaited closure. But how do we get from those humble beginnings to multiversal heroes and villains to Superman Into the Breach and beyond? Well, there were 2 stories that I really wanted to turn into full feature films, but the demand for a new Superman fan film was too strong, so they were shelved. The first of these stories would be Justice League A Brave New World, a sequel to Justice League Silver that sees Lex Luthor forming the Legion of Doom to destroy the League. The thing I love most about this story is the individual arcs that each member of the League goes through. Superman struggles to balance his now 3 roles: Clark Kent the reporter, Superman the hero of Metropolis, and Superman the leader of a group of superheroes. Batman follows a mystery involving weapons that can actually hurt Superman that leads him to a plot that goes much further than Earth, as well as showing his growing acceptance of allies as he brings in Zatanna. Wonder Woman and Aquaman both feel their loyalties being tested as their homes of Themyscira and Atlantis, respectively, require as much attention as their duties in the League. Green Lantern's power is starting to make him feel less human and more like an alien, a point driven home by an encounter with Green Arrow that opens Lantern's eyes to matters on Earth that he missed. Flash wants to be on the level that he perceives the rest of his teammates are on, a level far above him. Under Wonder Woman's tutelage, he goes on an emotional journey that shows why he is the heart of the Justice League. Martian Manhunter is still seen as an outsider by the people of Earth. He can protect them from danger, but he still is not accepted by his new home. While all this is going on, Lex Luthor is working from the shadows, building an army of supervillains as well as creating the creature known as Metallo. Powered by a kryptonite heart, this is the ultimate weapon to destroy Superman. If Justice League Silver was the Justice League origin movie I always wanted to see, this is the Justice League vs. Legion of Doom blockbuster popcorn movie I always wanted to see. It would have everything you want to see in this kind of movie. Mystery, tension, drama, suspense, lasers, body horror, new heroes, new villains, twists, turns, thrills, chills, all that good stuff. But wait, This still doesn't address where multiversal elements come from, or how Superman is in a different place in his upcoming film than he was when we last saw him. Well, those questions would be answered in the third film in this trilogy, Justice League: Gods Descend. In this film, the Justice League encounter the New Gods, as Darkseid and his forces from Apokolips move to conquer Earth, while the beings of New Genesis try to help our heroes stop this diabolical tyrant. As with Brave New World, it's important for each hero in Gods Descend to have a meaningful character arc. Batman has become more of a team player. Instead of wearing black and blending into the shadows, he wears blue and stands proudly with his allies. But how long will that last? Wonder Woman deals with the consequences of her decisions. Without her to protect her sisters or her island, they were taken by Darkseid's Lieutenant Granny Goodness and brainwashed to become Darkseid's female Furies. Green Lantern is brought back to Oa against his will because the Guardians believe the Earth is unworthy of their protection, leaving it up to Hal to plead his homeworld's case. Aquaman's past finally catches up to him as his kingdom holds him responsible for his actions leading to the creation of Black Manta. Martian Manhunter starts to think of the future of the League, recruiting Supergirl and, more interestingly, Billy Batson, a 10-year-old boy that becomes the most powerful mortal on Earth, Captain Marvel. Jean has become proactive in making sure his new home is well protected. The two most important arcs of this film, in my opinion, are those of Superman and the Flash. Flash has embraced the role that Wonder Woman had in the previous film, as a mentor to someone possessing great power who is desperate to live up to his potential, Wally West, Kid Flash. In what was meant to be a simple training exercise, Barry and Wally's combined speed accidentally opens a portal to Earth 2, a world in the grip of World War II and the home of the Justice Society, Golden Age heroes Dr. Fate, Alan Scott Green Lantern, Wildcat, Dinah Drake Black Canary, Hourman, Dr. Midnight, and of course, Jay Garrick Flash. Unlocking this ability to open portals to other worlds leads to Barry experiencing visions of things that have happened and things that will happen, as well as hearing a strange voice calling to him. Superman, meanwhile, is understanding that he isn't whole. Our Superman knows very little about his true heritage. He knows he came to Earth as a baby, and he knows that his birth planet was called Krypton and is now gone. But that's about it. Who were his birth parents? What led to Krypton's destruction? What's to stop the same thing happening to Earth? This is where Highfather comes in, the leader of New Genesis. He's basically cosmic Gandalf, all-wise, all-knowing, but cryptic as a Rubik's Cube with a sticker missing. He tells Superman everything about Krypton, his parents Jor-El and Lara, how they implored the people of Krypton to listen to them about the coming destruction, but they wouldn't. Highfather tells Superman that it takes people like his parents to save a world. Even if they are all alone, it's worth it to try. This resonates with Superman, donning a suit that honors his Kryptonian heritage, hence the suit he wears in Superman Into the Breach. I've talked a lot about the heroes in our DC universe and their character arcs and personal journeys, so now I want to take a quick minute to talk about the big bad of our DC universe, Darkseid. Darkseid is Space Hitler. He's Cosmic Stalin. He is unfeeling, merciless, and focused on his goal. He's also the most intelligent strategist our heroes have ever faced. Sorry, Lex. I'm not going to go too far into the details of Darkseid's role in this story, as I might want to make a full-fledged video on it later, but I want to make it clear that Darkseid affects our heroes more than any other villain in this series. He takes away what we've spent multiple movies building up, the Justice League's complete faith in good and their trust in each other. By the time we get to Superman Into the Breach, the Justice League is still together, but not as we know it. And there you have it, a broad idea of where Superman and the Justice League are before our new Superman fan film. There's been triumph, heartbreak, and a lot of fighting. Yes, we didn't hit every detail and go over every plot point in these stories. As I said, maybe we'll do a pitch video or an audio drama going over everything that happens. Let me know if you'd be interested in the comments. And yes, Batman 12 takes place before Superman Into the Breach, but nothing from that story affects the upcoming film. They're still friends, still the world's finest. It may seem weird to say this at the end of this video, but you don't have to know any of this to watch our upcoming Superman fan film. Into the Breach was written in a way to be accessible but leave you wanting to know more. So yeah, this hasn't been essential viewing, but hopefully this will enrich the viewing of the film. Weird way to end the video, But again, I don't usually make this kind of content. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, or if you never want to see something like this ever again. We always love hearing from you guys. Superman Into the Breach will be on our channel soon. We can't wait for you to see it. Take care.